Universalist Unitarian Church of Peoria. My name is Reverend Innis. It is my great joy to be the minister with this congregation of people of all ages at all stages of life, including those who are not daunted by a little ice. Congratulations for being here this morning. This is a beloved community. We strive to live into our mission of embracing freedom, loving wholeheartedly, growing in mind, body, and spirit, and adding to the wholeness and the healing of the world. We welcome people of all ethnicities and races, sexual orientation and gender identities, social and economic locations, politics and abilities. We advocate for human rights, and we strive to be good stewards of this one earth. So in living our mission, we recognize the network of relationships of which we are a part. This is the ancestral home of the Peoria people. They and other nations were here long before the first European settlers came down the Illinois River. And so we take a moment, as we have been asked to do, to recognize the Peoria people for who they were and for who they are today. I want to thank folks for joining us in person and online. We recognize how precious, how valuable it is, how countercultural, if we dare say, it is for people to be together and gather together on equal terms and voluntarily for the sake of taking care of one another and for taking care of ourselves. So it is good to be together. If you are new to us, please find a name tag, help us get to know you. If you didn't already find a greeter or an usher, I don't know how you didn't, but go find a greeter or an usher. They're happy to answer any questions. I also want to invite folks to stay after service and join us for a coffee and conversation in Fellowship Hall. And also, if you're joining us online, we'll have a chance to have people chat on Zoom as well. Let me invite folks to check your respective devices to see if they are in worship mode, either buzzy or silent. We appreciate that. If you need help, don't be shy, just ask. And so I have a couple of notes for today. First, in case you were wondering, yes, the orders of service are from last Sunday because we canceled church for last Sunday because of the weather, which was a good idea. And so we decided just to carry forward the themes and the conversation because we really needed to still have those. And I hope you'll make adjustments for the orders of service announcements. Most of them were for December in any case. And additional notes for today. Today is our 10,000 Villages sale after service, during service for the children and youth. There are a range of fair trade products from chocolate to ornaments to utensils and much more. Good for the holiday shopping, whatever your holiday. Children, during the service, children are welcome to do some shopping with assistance from the older youth. So young shoppers, if you'd like to be able to have them do that, they need to be signed up with some kind of form of payment with Jesse Laughlin if you haven't already done so. So please go and check that out. This Friday night is a parents' night out opportunity here at church. You can drop off children for pizza and a movie while parents or adults go finish holiday shopping, or, well, just take a breather because don't we all need one? So if you sign up your children by the 10th, then that'll be easier for Jesse to manage that. And I want to thank, excuse me, I want to thank one of the connection circles are assisting. So this is a service project with one of our connection circles, and they're assisting with the parents' night out as well. So I really want to thank folks also. And next Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m., we're going to be gathering here before going out Christmas caroling at a few of the retirement facilities because we like to bring a little holiday cheer to some of our older members who are not able to come and join us in person. So this is a great opportunity. Everybody is welcome. We will have fantastic funny hats as well as carol books. And this is something the congregation's been doing for quite some time. We took a break during the COVID and the pandemic, but resumed it last year. And it was such a joy to go and visit people and just sing for whoever wanted to come and listen. So please come and join us. Thank you. And now I invite us to enter into our first hymn, number 38, Morning Has Broken. It's in the gray hymnal if you'd like to look at the music. So please rise in body or spirit. And I invite Mary, Mahal, and Kefar forward for our opening words.
Our opening words today, blessings are real and ours to claim by Dr. Reverend Rebecca Savage. Rejoice, rejoice with full hearts, beloved people of blessing. Rejoice. May this time of worship celebrate what we know at our core. Blessings are real and ours to claim and radiate. Blessings are abundant and ours to reveal in and pass along. Blessings are transformational and ours to be challenged by. As we grow towards the faith we know we can be, rejoice. Blessed be.
And let me invite Regina and Riley forward for our chalice lighting.
From Dr. Albert Schweitzer. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. In the glow of that gratitude, let our worship begin.
I give thanks for unknown blessings already on their way. I give thanks for unknown blessings already on their way. I give thanks for unknown blessings already on their way. During our music for meditation, all are welcome to come forward, light candles to express what is in your mind and on your heart that acknowledges what is with you and within you. And if you are online, let these candles be for you as well. Let us now enter into our music for meditation. From Frederick Buechner, pay closest attention. Whenever you find tears in your eyes, especially unexpected tears, it does well to pay the closest attention. They're not only telling you about something of the secret of who you are, but more often than not, God is speaking to you through them from the mystery of which you have come and is summoning you to where you should go next. This is the time for the sharing of joys and sorrows. Let me begin with an observed joy for the season. Thank you to everybody who is embracing the holiday sweaters. Our sweater game is quite good. I'd love to see what else shows up in the course of the month. I have a note of thanks also for everybody who was part of the Deck the Halls event yesterday here at church. We were in Fellowship Hall decorating, making lots of wonderful um, ornaments for the tree, and the incredibly long paper chain that is now decorating said tree. It is so long, it couldn't just wrap around the tree. It's around the base a few times as well. Let me tell you, it's an event to bring that from the fellowship hall into this moment. So thank you to everybody who was part of it and had way too much cocoa and cookies, because that was great too. We send wishes for health and recovery to Terry Malone. She is scheduled for surgery on December 15th to remove a portion of one of her lungs as part of her cancer treatment. Terry and Tom are deeply grateful for all of the notes and the many, many forms of support. If you would like to maybe provide a meal for Tom and Terry, please coordinate with Carlette Corlett and Pat Denzer. We also have a note, we have a couple more notes of joy. One is happy birthday to Anila Kennedy. She turns 10 today. So happy birthday, Anila. And we have a grandparent brag, because we have to, of course, from Rand and Becca Hugh. Their 14-year-old grandson graduated from high school with honors and is heading to college in January. Congratulations to the grandparents and to the grandson. I have a note coming up this Saturday, the 13th. We have a chance to remember and honor one of our beloved elder members, Henry Curran. His visitation for his services begins at 10:15 on Saturday, with the service at 11 and the reception to follow. If you would like to assist with the reception, I suggest seeing Karen Zichterman or Bernie Humphrey. And as a note in our larger world, today is December 7th, and it marks the deadly attack on the United States Navy by Japanese forces in 1941 at Pearl Harbor. Over 2,400 service members died. The shock of the attack and its severity brought the U.S. into the war that was a massive fight against fascism. We honor those who died, and we honor those who saved as many as they could in that attack. I invite us into a moment of shared quiet. Within us and among us are so many names and milestones, joys and sorrows. Our circle of care expands to hold all. So I invite us to pause and breathe in that circle of care. Let us pause and breathe together. Amen. Salam. Shalom. And blessed be. Now I invite Jesse forward for our sacred action.
Today, we are talking about our shared Unitarian Universalist value of generosity in the context of being grateful. Maybe a week and a half ago or so, some of you had a really big meal. Maybe you had that meal here at church with the folks who gathered here for Thanksgiving. Maybe you went and saw family, or you were at home being cozy with a smaller group of loved ones. But on that day, did anybody think about what they were thankful for? Do you have some time to think about thankfulness and gratitude? What is something that somebody is thankful for? Is anybody thankful for something, Bowie? I'm thankful for cats, cuddly purring cats. What are you thankful for, Nora? Doggies, too. Can't forget doggies. How about you, Emerson Parker? Emerson? Legos and iPads technology. What else are we? Your family. And that, sometimes there's people we're thankful for. Who are some people that we're thankful for? Riley, who's a person you're thankful for? Your mom. Anybody else thankful for a person? Your brother. So good to have family. Who are you thankful for? And your friends. I am thankful for so many people. There is. But I don't know if those people know that I'm thankful for them. Your brother looked surprised when you said you were thankful for him. But it feels good inside when somebody says they're thankful for me. It feels even better when they're specific about what it is that they like. Maybe they think my arms are really strong and they give the best hugs ever. Maybe they like to listen for my laugh because it's loud and they know how to find me by the sound of my laugh, and that makes them smile. Today, everyone is invited to share generously their thanks with somebody else. There's a Post-it note in the adult orders of worship here. There's some different ones. You can jot a little note on here and be specific. Let somebody know what it is that you are thankful for about them. The kiddos have a spot in their order of worship to draw a little picture or write a little thank you note too. Think about that person you're thankful for. Hold them in your heart for a moment and write down why you appreciate them. And don't forget to deliver the note to them. Maybe it takes a stamp, or maybe it's something you can hand off to someone. All right. So today in religious education, we have an opportunity to make some gifts as well as to do some shopping for gifts. Grown-ups, if you have not already filled out a permission slip and would like your kiddo to do some shopping, please come back with them and fill that permission slip out before you come back to worship. All right. So I would like to invite the kids and volunteers and parents as needed to join me for religious education.
I so appreciate being able to offer a Thanksgiving meal as we did a week and a half ago here at church because one never knows who needs to be someplace. One never knows if you wake up on a Thanksgiving morning or holiday morning saying, I really wasn't expecting to be with people, but boy, I really need to be with people today. Maybe if I just bring myself, there will be enough food. And lo and behold, there was plenty. I think that's one of the things that really represents the power and beauty of all that is given, of all that is provided, and all that is received. It's such a reciprocal relationship to be giving and receiving. And our religious institutions are model that when they're at their best. And we think about that intentionally also every week when we receive the offering. We do so with as a as an act of intentional giving, as an intentional thought to say, how do we want to keep sustaining and doing what we're doing, no matter who comes through the doors. And we also share a portion of our gifts with the community through our Share the Plate practice. Half the undesignated plate goes to our local, one of our local organizations doing good work in our area. And so for the month of December, the Share the Plate recipient is the Central Illinois Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired. This is a body that's been in existence since 1955. They provide all kinds of resources and support, both the kind of the technical, mechanical kind of aids, but also emotional support as well. It can be so isolating to not be able to have access to one's life um, like so many other people can. And this kind of support, this kind of help um, really makes a big difference in people's quality of life and also just getting by. So please go consider this for your Share the Plate giving. Check out the envelopes in the pews or go to the QR code to indicate where you'd like to have your donation. If you are contributing cash in an envelope, please make sure to indicate if it's a pledge and put your name on it, because we really want to make sure we keep track of people's giving and so appreciate all the gifts that come. And now I invite the ushers to please come forward. Her reading is from Robin Wall Kimmerer. She is a Potawatomi botanist, author, and director of the Center for Native Peoples and the Environment at the State University of New York and Forestry. And she says, in the presence of such gifts, the gifts of Mother Earth, Gratitude is the intuitive first response. The gratitude flows toward our plant elders and radiates to the rain, radiates to the sunshine, and to the improbability of bushes spangled with morsels of sweetness in a world that can be bitter. If our first response is gratitude, then our second is reciprocity, to give a gift in return. It could be a direct response, like weeding or water or a song of thanks that sends appreciation out on the wind, or indirect, such as donating to my local land trust so more habitat for the gift givers will be saved, or making art that invites others into a web of reciprocity. Gratitude and reciprocity are the currency of a gift economy, and they have the remarkable property of multiplying with every exchange. Their energy concentrating as they pass from hand to hand is truly a renewable resource. I accept the gift from the bush and then spread that gift with a dish of berries to my neighbor, who makes a pie to share with their friend, who feels so wealthy in food and relationship that he volunteers at the food pantry, and so on and so on. Here ends the reading. I invite you to rise in body or spirit and enter into our hymn number 123, Spirit of Life, in the great. Please be seated. So I'd love to know if this happens to you, if I'm not the only one. Every now and then, I am stopped in my tracks when I witness a gesture of kindness. It could be a family helping an elder get to a seat at the school concert. It could be not even a person around. It could be haphazard holiday decorations. It could be the reminder that libraries are places to get warm and to be treated like a human being when the weather and the world are cold. It could be a witness, such as watching the continuous flow of people who supported justice on behalf of Sonia Massey and her family after her terrible death was outside the courthouse in Peoria. Wherever 2 or 3 people are gathered, there is beloved community. It could be just little signs and indications that someone was here and cared. It could be the glory of fall on the trail and back. It could be the beauty of snow. I am struck and overcome by the glory of our world at times. The smallest human moments are a revelation because they show the heart that exists within each of us. I confess those moments when I am so struck. The holidays is one of the most potent kinds of times for this. And I'm verklempt and teary and need a moment to compose myself. And I wonder if that happens to you. If you are so struck on occasion by the world. And I wonder what moves you without warning. What moves you without warning? And even while I don't really want to be, I'll be slightly self-conscious and embarrassed if I kind of am witnessed to be in such a moment and somebody asks if you're okay or someone. I don't want to rush the feeling of the experience either. As Frederick Buechner says, whenever you find tears in your eyes, especially unexpected tears, it is well to pay the closest attention. They're not only telling you something about the secret of who you are, but more often than not, God is speaking to you through them of the mystery of where you have come from and is summoning you to where you should go next. We need to let ourselves feel and be touched by a world, because that is such a powerful reminder of our humanity, of our mortality, as well as the wonder. Feeling in these moments is part of my spiritual practice. In fact, such instances remind me of what is also true and amazing alongside the ugly, the terrible, the heartbreaking, and the despair. That attention and intention to pause in moments of awe feeds my gratitude and my joy. The service for today is focusing a bit on gratitude. We're finishing up the theme that was from November. I also want to say one part in looking this up, I was reminded that in Unitarian Universalism, we don't separate gratitude from its companion, generosity. Generosity is one of our kind of newly affirmed denominational ways we talk about what are our core values. We center everything in love, but we also talk about interdependence and pluralism and justice and generosity, among others. And the value statement that goes with generosity reads like this: we cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. We covenant to freely and compassionately share our faith, our presence, and our resources. Our generosity connects us one to another in relationships of interdependence and mutuality. Our generosity connects us to one another in relationships of interdependence and mutuality. Part of what we come from in that is articulated by my colleague, the Reverend Eileen Wiviot. She says, such generosity is born out of gratitude and hope. It is inseparable from gratitude, and they are bound together in an endless cycle of abundance and reciprocity. When we remember to be grateful for the air we breathe, for the food we eat, for the beauty around us, for the relationships that sustain us, generosity flows freely. Genuine gratitude for needs met can only lead to the conclusion that everyone's needs should be met, and a commitment to making that a reality. In other words, gratitude, hope, generosity is a fantastic way to convert people to equality and justice for everybody. For making sure that people are fed and housed and cared for. for making sure that our earth is respected and regarded and saved for generations to come. All this fits with our mission as a congregation as well, of embracing freedom, embracing that liberation of the heart, embracing that chance to be with one another, embracing the opportunity to explore and wonder with a as we will and where we will, in spirit and in body, of loving abundantly, of growing in mind, body, and spirit, because we want everybody's capacity to be fantastic and fabulous. We want a more whole and more healed world, certainly for ourselves, and then also for every generation to come. We're deeply connected to one another. That is one of our most powerful and important understandings of how we are in Unitarian Universalism, of how we are in a liberal approach to religion, of how we are in our society. It is all centered in love, all centered in interdependence, in part as described by Robin Wall Kimmerer. It's also part of our power and capacity for transforming the world. This is serious work that we get to do together. And yesterday morning, I want to tell you about a place where I was seeing this in action. So if you're not familiar with the Acorn Equality Fund, the local body here in Peoria, but serving a goodly portion of Illinois. And the first Saturday morning, as it has of December, as it has been for quite some time, there is a breakfast. They've been gathering since 1999, and they distribute generosity and scholarship and support to recipients who then go off and are able to pursue their higher education. And they also get a good message of encouragement. The mission of the Acorn Equality Fund is this: it's a grassroots nonprofit organization, provides financial support to advance the education, health, and civil rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people, organizations, and allies in central and downstate Illinois. So I have been attending this breakfast since we came to Peoria in 2020. I got to attend first online for the first couple of years and then in person. And I think this year, if I'm correct, is the first time when our congregation actually also had hosted a table at this event. And just in case you were there and were wondering, I did take church attendance. There was a lot of UUs, given the member and friends in the more than 400 people who were at the breakfast yesterday morning. And the meanings of these scholarships are centered on, they come from qualifications based on academics, but also of service, of advocacy, of public health, and also whatever personal challenges, whatever context people are having that are a particular struggle. Now, what struck me from the beginning of going to these breakfasts is that you have such emotional support. There's the gifts, the scholarships, but then there's this emotional support that represented as much as the financial. These recipients and their friends and family have an entire community of strangers rooting for them. So this is one. And what also struck me is the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex, asexual plus donors and scholarship creators. How much it meant to them to be able to support others. It is to more than survive. It is to leave a legacy when the question of meaning and value is not a sure thing for folks who lived through the AIDS crisis or who are still told they do not matter, that they are not human by so many politicians and people in our current environment. Those donations, creating different scholarships for different needs, are real, tangible acts, and they defy oppression and suppression. The awards are a form of affirmation. As the recipients are named, one of the things I've started to do is kind of pull out my phone and look up what town they come from. And at least half of the recipients come from some of the smallest and most isolated towns in the state. Many of the recipients talk about how the support means so much, given how far away they are from larger communities where they could get more support. And part of what's a wonder here is that it's a mere witness, as a form of love itself, of generosity, of gratitude. It is simply a way of saying to the recipients, and frankly to the crowd of people in the room, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. This is that intersection of gratitude and generosity and reciprocity and legacy. It is one of the wonderful ways to express a power that says yes. It's also a wonderful form of power of agency as well. I choose to be here. I choose to give. I choose to connect and to be connected. And I am boosted by this act as much as anybody else is. The room is alive. It is a powerful reminder of what our ability and potential is in the face of efforts to dismantle relationship and legacy and care. In the moment of going to those kind of breakfasts, I think of the young people in our congregation. I think of the young adults in our community who are faced with terrible economic conditions as they make choices about school and work and careers in a very different world than even the one that I grew up in. We need such reminders of power and potential and care, especially amidst our global concerns. It is not lost on me that this is the anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, and that it comes as we have received a new national security statement released this week that shifts the U.S. away from its ties to Western Europe, that has been the core of relationship for the past 80 years against a range of oppressive regimes. This is happening right now. The historian Heather Cox Richardson talks about this in her latest article from yesterday. My colleagues who've served in the military have also been talking about this amongst the ministers. This is a remarkable moment where alignment has been come into question and is actively choosing to go a different path away from our allies of such a long time, imperfect as all those relationships are. Heather Cox Richardson talks about what that shift means. The work that has been for the past 80 years, the work of the World War II, I should say, was between democracy and fascism. And that democracy, imperfect as it is, was based on the principle that all are equal. All are equal. Every single one of us, in all the glorious variety of humanity, as wacky and varied as we are, every one of us is equal with one another. It's a profound and radical statement at the heart of our humanity and at the heart of our governance. The conflict with fascism is against a system that does not regard humanity as human, as valuable, but regards instead relationship that is about utility and priority and power in the hands of a few. And if someone is not of use, then they are not of worth. That too is a powerful statement. If you are not of use, then you don't get a right to live. You don't get protection. You are not human. That's what it's saying at its heart. And I will say in this moment, even as we have public statements of shift of relationship, that doesn't need to be what's always true. There is more to it than that. This is why we are here, if I may venture, if that's why we're here on Sunday morning, is it not? To be reminded that that awful story is not the story. That's why we always need to have a conversation about generosity, reciprocity, gratitude, about our humanity, about how we are called to take care of each other and this world in a system that is far larger than we really truly understand. How much we are held together in mystery and wonder in all things. That this is a far more powerful story. The one of equality and love and compassion and justice is a far more powerful story, even when the stories of oppression feel like they're winning. Generosity, reciprocity, gratitude is the heart of our theology, the heart of a liberal approach to religion, because it says, yes, it says we have freedom to explore, we have freedom to grow, we have freedom to love, and we have an obligation to heal and care for one another. It is the foundation of our sense of justice and advocacy in the world, even when, and especially when, we don't even feel it personally. I'm not presuming that you are feeling especially grateful today or any given moment, but it's also always there. Close with Robin Wall Kimmerer. She says, gratitude is so much more than a polite thank you. It is the thread that connects us in a deep relationship, simultaneously physical and spiritual. As our bodies are fed and spirits nourished by the sense of belonging, which is the most vital of foods. Our task, our calling, is to keep nourishing our spirits as well as our bodies. To keep remembering that we are indeed deeply, profoundly, impossibly connected. And this is the great story from which everything else comes, which we can transform and heal our world no matter what the damage. Let's go forward, continue this good work together. Amen. I invite you to rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 67. We sing now together.
The final words this morning, are from Craig Rowland, Here and Beyond These Walls. And they're particularly valid in a very cold time that we are living in right now, and that the warmth is a treasure. As we extinguish this chalice flame, may the warmth of its light remain within us, guiding our steps and our hearts. Let us carry forward the strength of this community, the courage to speak truth, and the hope that transformation is possible. In each breath we take, may we remember that the work of love, justice, and healing is ours to continue, both here and beyond these walls. So go in peace with the light of this gathering to illuminate your way.
From James Morrison. Within each of our hearts, there is a most glorious light. Go forth and let its spark help you understand what troubles both you and others. Go forth and let its light be of reason, be a guide in your decisions. Go forth and bring its ray of hope to those in need of help in body and spirit, that they might find healing. Go forth and fan the flames of passion to help heal our world. Go forth and spread the warm glow of love, pushing back against the darkness of the world. Go forth and share your glorious light with the world. Our worship is ended. Let our service begin.